Hello, everyone, and welcome to this at-home edition of Valley Voice. I'm your host, Dominic Leacani, and today we are doing a little bit of a varsity baseball catch-up. I've got 5 guys with me today. I've got Carter Stubitz, a catcher, Ryan Auer, a starting pitcher, Lucas Wins, a corner infielder, Nolan Clifford, a middle infielder, and Grant Palmer, a utility man. We'll go down the list. How's everyone doing? Carter, let's start with you. What's been going on?
Just hanging out. Kind of sucks being quarantined and not playing baseball, but kind of making do with what you got.
Sweet. Ryan, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. I just definitely say, you just have to learn how to kind of control the controllables and, let the uncontrollables not really phase you. Because I know it's really easy to kind of get in the mindset where, you're not going to play, your season's over. But you just got to, stay mentally in the game that you are going to play. And when we get the chance to play, we'll be ready.
Sounds good. Lucas, how are you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic, Dominic. Thank you for asking. But, yeah, like Ryan said, you got to just be ready to go at any moment. If we get back in May, you just got to be physically and mentally prepared. Just step in the game, no practice. So I've just been doing what I can at home. Good weather outside, getting outside. That's good.
Awesome. Cliff, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Pretty much the same thing as what everybody else has said, trying to stay as prepared as possible. Just hopefully we can get back out on the field soon.
Sounds good. Grant, what's been going on with you?
Pretty much the same, just staying optimistic, staying ready because, we all have big goals for the year and want to make sure when we get the season back that we're prepared.
All right, sweet. So let's get into some questions I've got. This first one's for all of you guys. So what have you guys each been doing during this weird time of quarantine to stay in baseball shape? We'll start with Carter again.
I'm kind of lucky enough to have a little bit of a weight set and then a pull-up bar. So I kind of just go in the basement, get a quick workout in. You don't really need a whole lot of weights to get some stuff done, and then kind of just throwing a tennis ball against the wall, that kind of stuff. Obviously it's not ideal, but you kind of just, like I said before, make the most of what you got. And, like Ryan was saying, control what you can control. Just got to do what you got to do.
Now I'm going to follow up. You being a catcher, what kind of drills you've been doing to work your game behind the plate?
A lot of mobility stuff. I kind of pushed that to the side during the off season, and I think this is kind of blessing this in disguise to kind of just work on that, and mostly hip and ankle type mobility stuff, and just a lot of stretching along with a little bit of lifting and body weight stuff. So
awesome. Sounds like you've been working good. Ryan, what have you been doing during this time to stay in shape?
I've been fortunate enough to have a pretty much a football field as a backyard because I live right behind a retention area. So that is the ideal place for long toss, and also having a brother who's on JV, kind of almost at the same level as me. We can really kind of lengthen it out, and I've gotten pretty good long toss in almost every single day. So at least being a pitcher, keeping your arm in shape is probably the most important thing out of all of it, and having a backyard where you can keep it in shape really just helps a lot.
Now, to follow up with you, why is it so important, especially for you as a pitcher with arm care? Why is it just so important to keep throwing during this time?
It's just like any muscle, even your brain. The more you use it, and as you keep using it, it's just going to build up and eventually get stronger. So once you build up your arm strength, and then kind of if I were to stop, it's just going to kind of go away. And then if we were to play, then I got to build it back up again. But if I continue to keep building it up while we're kind of on a break, then it'll be ready for when the season comes.
Sounds good. When's?
Yeah, Dom, same as pretty much anybody else. I have 3 brothers at home, so we've just been playing catch, and we go to hit too at this facility that's closed, but we're allowed to go still. So That's cool. Lots of wiffle ball in the backyard.
Absolutely.
And workouts at home in the basement. I have a little set. I have a couple dumbbells, but that's about it, and a pull-up bar. I've just been doing what I can, stay in shape, ready to go.
Sounds good. Cliff, how about you?
Yeah, similar to Wentz, I've been continuing to hit and stuff on my own. Just pull the cars out of the garage and I can set up a tee and net and stuff in there. I do that pretty much every day. And then also just have a couple dumbbells in the basement. And so I try and do as much stuff as I can with that, including body weight stuff, just to try and stay in shape. And on the nice days, I've also been able to get outside and throw a little bit. So yeah.
Sounds good. Grant, we'll end it off with you. What have you been doing during this quarantine time to stay in shape?
Yeah, I've been doing something pretty similar. I use my basement. I got dumbbells down there from about 15 to 90, so I'm able to get a lot of the work in. Obviously, it's not everything I want to do, but it's enough to stay in shape and be ready. And then as far as baseball side, the basement's unfinished. So I throw the ball off the wall ball, like we do at practice all the time. And I'm able to lift and hit and throw down there. So it's a good setup for the time being.
We'll get into our next question here with for the seniors exclusively. We've got our three here, Ryan, Nolan, and Carter. With this being your last year of baseball here at Neuqua, how optimistic are you with the situation we're in right now, especially with how many games have had not been played, and what schedule of games could we possibly see? We'll start this time. Ryan's at the top of my list, so go ahead, Our.
I feel personally if we have the season, or obviously I want the season, but when we get it back, I feel they're gonna do all of the conference games and kind of just knock out the non-conference. So at least you're just gonna roll right in. But about the optimistic part, I really can't be anything but optimistic at the time because I'm not playing baseball next year, and I don't really have a season next year per se. So I can really only be for this one.
All right, Nolan, what about you? How optimistic are you with the situation right now, and what schedule do you think we're going to see?
I think kind of just like everybody else, it's just kind of waiting around to see basically what the World Health Organization says for all this stuff. So trying to stay as optimistic as possible and stay in shape. Fortunately, I'll be able to keep playing after the season, if things don't end up going as planned, but I would really miss out and it would really suck if we weren't able to get the season in. So yeah, just really hoping that everything kind of clears up soon and we can play maybe a shortened season in the June, July they were talking about. I think even a little bit of baseball would be better than no baseball. So
I'm with that 100%. Now we'll go to Stubby. What about you? Current thoughts on the situation?
Yeah, like Cliff was saying, I mean, honestly, I'm cool with if the season gets canceled and we ended up just getting one game in, just to play with the guys this year for my senior year. I would be cool with that. It's knowing that kind of you put all this hard work with the liftings and the open gyms and trial weekend practice and all that stuff, and some of it was hard, or I guess a lot of it was hard, and then you kind of just can't really show off your skills and then how much you worked for this. But like Ryan was saying, to kind of just have to stay optimistic and see control what you can control and then kind of go from there. So
yeah, so next question for our seniors is, what things have you guys taken away from the Neuqua Valley baseball program, and what are you going what things are you just going to take away, especially for our two guys going to play at the next level, and from your high school baseball careers, what things have really stood out to you while with your time here? Ryan, will start
for me?
Yeah.
Definitely just your life is a lot longer than 4 years, and you only have 4 years of high school baseball within however long that is. So you just can't really take it for granted. At least now, it's kind of a really repeated thing of not taking anything for granted, because we had our prom threat get canceled, graduation. So just looking back at the 4 years, all the friends I've made, all the memories I've made, that's probably what I'll take away from it.
Cliff, what about you, and especially you going to play D1 baseball at Creighton next year? What are you going to take away from the Neuqua Valley baseball program?
I think a lot of what Ryan said was good. Like the relationships and the friendships are like pretty cool. Like just knowing that like each season when you come back, it's the same guys that were there like last year, and it's kind of cool. Just every Neuqua season that rolls around, like you get back together with those same guys, and it's a lot different than like playing like summer ball or travel baseball because like every weekend is like you're working towards something else. But with the high school season, it's like the long grind, just kind of hoping to do well in the state tournament and the state playoff. So definitely going to miss that. But it's kind of similar to that in college also, where it's like the slow grind, kind of fighting for that ultimate championship at the end. But I'm definitely going to miss it with like the friends and the guys that played Neuqua baseball with.
Carter, what about you?
Yeah, I definitely agree with what those two guys said, and then I think just the utter competitiveness that Neuqua baseball brings. Like I've never been a part of something that was so competitive and that made me work so hard to like even just try and get a spot and like get on the field and stuff. But I'll be eternally grateful for that, and realizing that, you know, not everything is given, everything is earned. And especially with Coach Thornton kind of being the motivational guy that he is, and he kind of drills that into our heads, be like, you know, you got to work for what you want, and along with the other coaches too. But yeah, I'll definitely take that for the next 4 years and then the rest of my life too.
All right, our last question here for our senior core. Especially with you guys being seniors now, you know, how important is it to step up as leaders, and then also, you know, preparing for a deep playoff run? How's that going to come into effect? And you know, how hungry are you guys coming off of the sectional loss last year? And you know, what can we expect out of that? Ryan, we'll start with you. Yeah.
Cliff and I were fortunate enough to be when we were sophomores get brought up and see kind of like that core, how they worked, and then see the senior class from last year when they were all juniors. So we kind of knew how the program worked, at least by this year. And I'm a senior advisor, and Cliff and Stubitz are both PE leaders. So even outside of the baseball field, we're kind of stepping up as leaders and just helping her out with the whole, not just baseball, but kind of the whole school.
Cliff?
Yeah, I think that this year, especially for the seniors, is like could be a really great year for us, and it was kind of a bummer that things aren't kind of going as planned. But if we can even get like a chance or something towards like the beginning or middle of summer to kind of showcase what Carter was talking about, all like the hard work and stuff you do in the off season, I think that, you know, we could really have done some cool stuff and still can do some cool stuff this season. Like how you said about last year, how we kind of came up short. And I thought last year too, we kind of could have done more than we showed. But this year for sure, if we can get a chance and like an opportunity, it would be fantastic to go out there and, you know, try and make something for Neuqua baseball.
Absolutely. Stubby, go ahead.
Yeah, especially as seniors, kind of just paving the way for these junior guys like Wenz and Palmer and, you know, everyone else there, but kind of like as the older seniors did for all of us too. But yeah, I think Ryan brought up a great point of like leadership doesn't really stop on on the baseball field and stuff. Like with Ryan being a really good senior advisor, and then Cliff and I being PE leaders too. I think it's a really cool opportunity to kind of showcase yourself in front of the underclassmen and kind of pave the way that, you know, other PE leaders and other advisors kind of did for us. So I think that's a really cool way to give back and kind of give back to the Neuqua community and kind of, you know, keep that going, I guess.
All right, sweet. Now we're going to get into our junior core here that we've got going. We've got Lucas Wenz and Grant Palmer here, two juniors at Neuqua Valley. So question I'll ask you guys to start is, what has been the adjustment? I mean, we know we haven't played any games yet this season, but I mean, what's the adjustment going from the JV level last year as sophomores and then coming up to this varsity level? Lucas, we'll start with you.
Yeah, from JV last year to varsity this year, I felt super prepared. I think Coach Sutton did a great job on like bringing that super competitive edge that he like made us work for last year. And I don't know, I feel like super prepared, and I, to be honest, didn't see that much of a change from last year to this year, except for, I mean, more competitiveness with like spots and stuff. But I mean, I think Sun did a great job of preparing us for varsity.
Now, to follow up on that, Lucas, you were brought up last year for the playoffs. What was that experience like, and how has that helped you, especially with this year?
Yeah, that was awesome. I mean, I saw how many like good guys there were, and how hard I had to work for a spot this year. I mean, I don't know if I got a spot or not, but like tried. But yeah, it was just awesome to see how much everybody was in it together as a team in the playoffs, and everybody was fighting for that same goal in the end. And I was just looking forward to it so much this year, to fighting for the playoffs and with these senior guys. And it's a bummer, but it was awesome.
All right, Grant, we'll go with you. What's the adjustment been like for you?
Yeah, I agree with Bean a lot. Coach Hun did a great job. Every day we practice with varsity for the most part, so you see how fast the practices are, how fast the transitions are. And with two great leaders on the JV team, like Carter and also Mark, we always had the right mindset. We were winning a bunch of games, and I know that's what we're here to do on the varsity level. So I think I'm going to be prepared. I think Bean's going to be prepared, and I think it's going to be a good year once we get it back.
All right, I'll ask another question. Speaking of that leadership, how have the upperclassmen so far helped you guys out this year? Lucas, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I absolutely love the senior class. They're so like friendly, and they just brought us all in, and I don't know, didn't really, I don't know. They're just so nice and comforting. They also help me out with like the drills and stuff, and if I guess like behind a little bit, don't know what's going on with like the short mini drills. The guys in my spot that are seniors, they're always there to like tell me what's going on and stuff. So they're great.
All right, Grant.
Yeah, the seniors have been great, just taking us in. I know that I can always ask them questions. They're always super nice, and they're goofy at times, but when it comes down to play, I know they're going to be ready, which is, it's good. It's good to be relaxed, but at the same time, when it's time to play, we need to be serious and get the job done. And I know the guys in the infield that have helped me, Cliff and Mitch, they've really helped me with the drills and just wherever we're going to play this year, I know I'm going to be ready because they've showed me the ways.
All right, and then I'll ask this for the juniors, since we gave the seniors a lot of time to talk in the beginning. What kind of different drills were you guys emphasizing during practice, and then how's that going to help prepare you for the potential season coming up, Lucas?
Different kind of drills, you mean like from JV last year, or what do you mean by that?
Well, that too, and then the different drill work. What's been different, I guess, compared from year to last year?
I guess for me at least this year in the infield, it's been a lot of game style, like game situations that we might see, and like practicing those specifically, instead of just like taking infield balls or something like that. It's more like taking infield balls when it's like shot in between third and short, like first and third situations, things like that. And I just think I've seen a lot more of like game situations, to say, drills kind of.
All right, Grant, what about you? What's been different, especially from you coming behind the plate freshman year, and now you're in the infield with these guys? So what's been different?
It's all the same. The infield works together. I've seen a lot of communication, just working together. Like Bean was saying, like the third short communication. We're doing outfield pop fly with the infield communication. I think it's just a lot of, getting the guys to work together, and just really fast pace this year. We're having about 5 minutes of drill, and then we're switching. So it's just fast paced. We get our reps in, but at the same time, we're working together, and they've been a lot of fun, at least to me. So I've really enjoyed the new drills that have come this year from Coach Thornton.
All right. Before we get into our last set of questions, I've actually got a quick question for one of our senior guys, Ryan Auer. Last year after coming off of a tough knee injury, how healthy are you feeling right now? And, what adjustments have you made? And how is rehabbing it, and how are you getting back to where you were from last year?
Well, actually, my sophomore year, I popped out my right knee, and then it wasn't as bad as the one last year, so I was able to kind of like rehab before the season even started, so no one really kind of knew it was a big problem. But then last year's was a lot worse. It was basically like if it got any worse than it was going to be an ACL. So I've just been wearing knee braces for literally whatever I do, any physical activity. I know for like intramural volleyball and intramural basketball, I would always wear knee braces. So I was still able to do the stuff I've done all 4 years. But yeah, I mean, I feel pretty healthy. I'm ready to go. Knees just got to hold up another couple months, and then hopefully they'll still hold up because I'm planning to do club baseball at Nebraska next year. So hopefully
absolutely.
I'll be good for that. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
But more importantly, I'll be ready for this season. So.
Oh yeah. All right. So now we're gonna get into the last stretch of questions here. They're a little bit of fun ones, just to loosen up the mood. So first question I got for you guys is, what has been some of your favorite moment, with the Neuqua Valley baseball program? Again, we'll start with Ryan and go down the list.
My favorite moment was probably my sophomore year. Should have been perfect game, thanks to Nolan. But it was
wow.
No, it was a no-hitter. But Nolan got a tough hop. Thankfully, I will say thank you. Thankfully, he made an error, so it wasn't technically a hit. On the bright side, but yeah,
you got a favorable scores decision.
Nolan's been my shortstop for as long as I can remember. He's made he's saved my behind too many times, so I'll give him that one.
All right.
Wow, call me out like that.
Oh, come on.
All right, Lucas, what do you got?
For me, my favorite moment was probably my freshman year. I have 2 older brothers that are twins. They were seniors when I was freshman. And I went down to the Nashville trip, not to play. I was just there because my brothers. And I was actually Coach asked if I wanted to play in a JV game for fun. So I was like, obviously, of course. And I got to play with one of my older brothers in the same game, which was kind of cool.
That's awesome, yeah. All right, Carter, what do you got?
I don't know. It's been a lot. Probably like some crazy moments. I answered this with the Coach Thornton questionnaire, but I think honestly just like going out and competing every day with my school buddies and stuff, and I think that was last year was a ton of fun. It was probably my most favorite year of playing a ton of games in JV and then being able to go to playoffs for with Varsity and then kind of experience that. So I think that was a whole lot of fun, and hopefully we're able to do that again this year, but we'll see it happen. But yeah, that's probably what I'd say.
All right, G, favorite moment from your high school baseball career so far?
I'd probably say the Nashville trip last year. It was super fun. We got to see Varsity play, which I was super excited because throughout the year, you're obviously opposite of them. So it was nice to see them play some games. And then off the field, that was probably some of the most fun going downtown Nashville. I think everyone had a great time. We were riding around on scooters, and it was just super fun and great bonding experience. Prepared us for the year. So it's sad that we missed out on the trip this year, but I think the bonds are still the same, and we'll be ready for the season.
All right, Nolan, what's your favorite memory from Neuqua Valley baseball so far?
I don't know. I've always been a fan of Dome Weeks. Dome weeks are great.
Yeah.
Practices in the dome, I love those. Even though last year we didn't get to do it because the thing collapsed, but dome weeks are always fun, and also just any game that is
Nolan's big
competitive
Grand
and
Slam.
close.
Oh yeah, the Bennett Grand Slam.
Grand Slam's not up there?
I don't know. I mean, but any game that's close is probably the most fun that I've had in like the playoff games. There's like any intensity kind of gets me riled up, and I love it. So I don't know. I kind of enjoy all of the games. I don't know. I don't really have a favorite.
All right, fair enough. All right, so this one's just kind of for all of you again. Last year at the introduction of walk-up songs, we rocking anything new this year, or what's going on? Our, we'll start with you.
Yeah, being a pitcher, I get a decent amount at bats. Oh, no, I'm kidding. I would never hit. They would never let me have the bat. But if I had one chance to hit, I don't know. It's gotta be a song that gets like everyone everyone ready to go. And especially being a pitcher, it's gotta like let them know that you mean business, that they would give a pitcher the bat. So I'd probably go with like Triple H's theme song, like the bow down to the game. Yeah.
No, you would absolutely pick a Taylor Swift song, Ryan. Don't even lie.
It's not like no. If it was like, I'd be fine with like a country Taylor, because country Taylor's where it's at. Like pop Taylor can just like get away. But yeah, Taylor Swift is pretty good. I respect it, but I'd probably go Triple H.
All right, Lucas, what do you got this year? Anything new or multiple?
Dude, I'm not sure, man. It's just I
Frozen soundtrack.
That like a specific song, but it's obviously gotta get me going and the dugout going, you know. Like get us all just riled up, and I don't know. I would put much thought into that.
I know mine. Mine for this season, if we can get any games, it's gonna be Down with the Sickness. Fits the theme of the season perfectly.
That's a good one. All right, Stubby.
I like it.
Yeah. Stubby, what do you got?
I like Let's Get It Started by the Black Eyed Peas from last year. And there's another one called Simon Says.
All right, Grant.
Wow.
How do you top that?
I'm just gonna go for a song that gets me loose and gets the crowd involved maybe a little bit. So I was thinking maybe like A Little Party Never Kills Nobody, or something just loose where I'll get a laugh out of it going up there, and if it's ever like pressure involved, then I'll just because I get tense sometimes, so just stay loose, and I think it'll help me.
All right. So we'll end on this question here, and obviously our senior guys can lead the answering here. But what's going to need to get done to get back to Joliet? What's going to be the grind like to win another state championship for the first time since 2007? Ryan, we'll start with you.
I mean, the first thing that has to happen is we kind of have to be allowed to play to win a state championship.
Smart guy.
But after that, I mean, I know I've played with a bunch of these guys for a long time. I've seen what they can do at practice. We definitely have the talent to win state, and I think we're going to make a run for it. I think we have the pitching, we have the hitting, chemistry's always been there. So I think we have everything we need for a state title.
Lucas, you being new to this team and getting to see what the locker room chemistry was like last year, what's going to need to get done?
Dude, I think we have a real chance. I mean, not going to jinx anything, but I just want the season back, bro. I mean, the senior guys, they're so close. Like, their bond is unbreakable. But I mean, I just want to get the season back. Go for it. We definitely could.
All right, Carter. What are you gonna have to do to get that state championship?
Yeah, I mean, when PBR came out with whatever ranking we were, like 22 or whatever, I mean, I thought that was kind of funny. Just like I personally think we're like so much better than that. Like I was so looking forward to playing all like the Chicago Catholic like schools. Like Carmel and Brother Rice and Rita and all those, like top tier programs, and kind of just, really giving it to them. So, I mean, yeah, obviously the first step, like Ryan said, is allowing ourselves to play, but we just got to finish the job. Like we have a legitimate chance to, win it. And I was really hoping to do that, and really hoping we still can. So,
All right, Grant. Again, you being a new guy like Lucas, what are you guys gonna have to do?
Yeah, I think us new guys are just going to have to be ready whenever we're numbers called. Our senior class kind of is going to dominate the lineup. They're just so talented and so deep, and I think if us junior guys can just pitch in any way we can, that we got a real shot. Our chemistry's there. I think the biggest thing is just going to be, once we get the season back, to just be prepared, be ready, and have the right mindset, because we're as good as any team in the state.
Yes, sir.
All right, Nolan. So you were part of that run last year. You guys, again, unfortunately, not able to get out of the sectionals. But what's it going to take this year to get back to Joliet?
I think if we just can play to the way that we've shown in practice and are capable of playing, then there's no reason we can at least do better than we did last year. Especially that the PBR ranking kind of got on my nerves a little bit, still is on my nerves. So it'd be great to be able to play some games and prove them wrong, because I know that we absolutely could, and we definitely should have last year. So there's no reason we can't do it this year, because I think our team is at least just as talented as we were last year. And being able to prove the disrespect wrong would be fantastic if we get the chance to play.
All right, I'm with that 100%. So that's going to do it here from our talk show, Valley Voice. We appreciate you tuning into this at-home edition with the Varsity Baseball Catch-Up. I want to give a huge thanks to our guys, Ryan Auer, Lucas Wenz, Carter Stubitz, Grant Palmer, and Nolan Clifford for joining us today to take the time and talk with us a little bit on, what's going on. So, gentlemen, I'll go down the list once again. You guys have any final words to the audience?
Thanks, Dom. Great
Thank
job.
you, Dom, for putting together an amazing Valley Voice episode. This is probably going to go viral. So, hi, Mom.
I agree.
All right.
Fellas.
Stay safe. Wash your hands, everyone. Wash your hands, because I want to play.
Absolutely. All right, absolutely. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. We hope you stay safe. Like Ryan said, wash your hands, practice social distancing, and hopefully we'll see you soon in May. So thanks for tuning in, everyone.